Come on in. Hello, Jody. Hi, everybody. Thank you for tuning in today. My name is Katie O'Neill. I'm here at Transwest Truck Trailer RV, and I am so excited. I know I say that every time, but I'm really so excited. Please tune in if you've got any questions for me. My number is 303-562-8659. Again, 303-562-8659. You can also reach me by email. Welcome to Magnificent. We are here today with a brand new floor plan from Newmar. This is a 2022 model. I can't wait to show you around. This is a really traditional quad slide. So I just took in a beautiful 2007 Travel Select with this amazing mid-bath with this glorious space in the shower. And I was like, gosh, man, this thing is so cool. And then I came into this 2022 London Aire. I can't wait to show you around. As usual, I love to do these videos inside out. So please, let's get started in the back. Jody, come on through. Make sure you pan around. And please note, all of these decorations were provided to us by Newmar. So this is one of the coaches that we used to sell all of these floor plans to the Newmar dealers across the country. So at the Newmar dealer meeting, you were lucky enough to have all the decorations and to see how this coach was displayed for all of the GMs and sales managers that have to make a decision as to which model they're looking for. This is a 4589. We've never offered it before. And as you can see, it is a quad slide. So back in the day, it was a really cool thing. If you had a quad slide, you had like the best coach. Well, then we came up with the full slide. So the full wall hydraulic slide that allowed us to go to an all tile flooring. What this is a reimagination of the quad slide. So we've got that huge, full slide in the front, and then we have an additional bedroom slide back here. And this is a palace. This has got to be one of my favorite London Aire floor plans of all time. Another thing that we've done this year for 2022 is we've allowed for the glacier glazed maple. So we never had this available in this model line before. So as you can see, this is a brand new interior, a brand new wood, a brand new layout. I mean, everything about this is magnificent. I'm so excited to show it to you. So let's start from the back. As you can see, Jody's already panning through and showing you a little bit of this closet. So really nice up step here. As you'll note, still all of the traditional, carpet lined overhead cabinet space that you would expect on a Newmar. There are still the ports that come through, so if you needed to run any kind of equipment through, you have a plug-in here in the center in the back. We have this really glorious headboard. I love this new interior finish. I mean, Kim just really took it over the top this time. This is the Sirocco, both on the interior and the exterior. So the Paxton was really big for us. We still have the Paxton available, so don't be sad, but you really should consider this. Just a complete departure from our traditional. We've got dark couches, lots of gray tones, an amazing bedspread. The pillows are just decadent. I mean, I would keep this all day long. And then we've got this beautiful dark mirrored finish on our closet. And of course, this is all cedar lined. We do have the safe. There's carpet down below, so no rattles. Lots of hanging space. Really love that. Much like that of the 2021 King Aire, we've moved the outlets here to the inside. So underneath the bedstand, the outlets are on the inside, and it's designed, there's actually a little port. If you can get down a little bit lower, Jody, there's a little port where you can actually run the cord through, so you can keep the cabinet door closed and run your cords out of that door and actually keep everything plugged in. So that's also very nice. I absolutely love the fact that they've made use of all of this extra space. So of course you've got your traditional shoe closet, but also the whole way around you have this little extra spot here. And I don't know, am I silly that I'm imagining that you could just keep all of your little rolled up camping socks and hiking socks in there and have like sock storage and then all your shoe storage and then all your hanging storage? I don't know, pretty awesome. Now one thing to note is, of course, we still have your washer and dryer here. I really like this floor plan. If you're looking to do laundry, it's nice to be able to do it and then have a good place to fold. So great layout from that perspective. And then here you'll notice, of course, we have a really nice, gigantic television, but you'll notice something is missing. In 2022, we are no longer stocking with Blu-ray players. All of our smart TVs have become so popular. A lot of people just aren't using the Blu-ray, so we've saved that money, no longer providing a Blu-ray player for you. And of course, it's very easy to wire and add yourself if you'd like to. Another nice feature for this year is that you can actually control a lot of the things that you find here on this app on your phone. So in years past, we've always had, if you got an Essex, you might get a tablet, but now there's an app you can actually download on your phone to control your climate, to control your lights, all of those features. So here we have, of course, our freshwater, black water, and gray water tank with a digital readout. We're going to have that same digital readout outside as well. And then you've got your power readout. You've got your generator information, you've got your water information, you've got your climate information, you've got your block heater. God, if you're staying somewhere where it's cold enough for a block heater, you might want to go south, but just kidding. No, we like ice camping. It sounds like fun, really. Floor heat. If you're ice camping, you need floor heat. Holy moly, we've got all of the floor heat set to 10. It is a little toasty in here. That would be the reason. So once again, 3 zones. But again, one of the major upgrades for this year is that we are going to be able to actually sync this to a device. The app is downloadable both at the Apple and the Android store, so you can get it in either place. Whatever kind of phone you have will work. But a really exciting advent of technology for us. Take a look at the size of these drawers. Holy mackerel. Look how deep that is. I mean, that is so much storage back here. And of course, you've got this great little shelf where you can sit down. I love the sparkle in the high polish finish here. And I will open all of these just so you can see them. But the London Aire, of course, is just such a stunning vehicle year after year anyhow. And to take it up to this next level with this beautiful light color wood interior is really exciting. And then of course we still have our emergency exit here. We still have all of our power shades. I'm going to go ahead and move my appetizers over here to this really nice counter space. But what's good about that is it's kind of showing you, look at how much extra room you have here to put things down. 'Cause when you're living in an RV, the best thing you can have is something that gives you enough room to feel like you're at home. And just simply being able to put your socks on and your shoes on here is such a nice thing. You'll notice all of the courtesy lights. I don't know if Jody, if you can pan down around this really lovely finished underbed storage. And then I'll show you that storage here as well. So here are your additional chairs. And then lots and lots of underbed storage. Still that 105-gallon water tank. The 80-gallon gray water tank. There's a new gray water rinse feature on the 2022 model as well, and that's awesome. But one of the most important things is that they've actually gone to a dual loop Chinook system by Oasis, which gives you more zone heating. So in this coach, of course, you have all your Penguin, air conditioners and heat pumps above, the 15,000 BTUs and all of that, and the 3 systems, and of course they're hidden by this absolutely glorious return cover and ceiling adornment. But that hydronic heat is now running on a dual loop, which is really, really nice. Also with that Chinook system, you've got instantaneous hot water, so hot water on demand with the Aquamizer system, of course, which is always exciting. But wait until you see the shower. So Jody, if you want to just take a few steps back, I would love to show you the shower. Wow, talk about a lot of room. So I love this tile finish. I love the fact that I think it was probably Kim who sent along some nice towels so we could display how convenient this could be for a client. Of course, we have our traditional teak bench. Also provided is your shampoo, conditioner, and bath wash system that's mounted to the wall there, so you can keep everything there. But we had extra, they have these little hand pumps they sent, and they sent pictures of how to set all of this up. So when you think it's beautiful in here, it's not my fault, I'm just following directions. But I put that up there just to show it's so nice to be able to have a place to keep your shampoo and conditioner. I love the adjustable handheld wand for the shower. I love the rain head. They've got the skylight here, but this bathroom, if you think back to days of old when, RVing was something for a very select group of people, this mid-bath with this big, spacious dual sink was kind of a nice feature because you had all these 4-slide models, but it kind of went away when we went to this full wall slide. I love that it's back. A little later on today, I'm going to show you how when you put the slides in, you have so much room still in the showering area. But I wanted to show you as well. So one of the nice features is if you like to keep your hair dryer in here, we've got a plug. Everything is carpet lined. This is really a residential feel. Lots and lots of outlets all over the place. Of course, this beautiful backlit mirror provides not only the overhead puck lights that you have that are nice and cool because they're LED. You've got your central fan here, which of course is a fantastic fan that will turn off if it gets wet. But then you have all of this storage. And I don't know if you're like me, but I'm really particular about all the toiletries that I want to bring with me. I like to have my own towels. Jason and I both have our own kind of set of things. This is more room than we'd ever be able to use. And there's so much cabinet space down here for towels. And then of course there's more 110 outlets here as well. And I really love that I have it on both sides. So here's your other side. So plenty of storage, and then of course we've got these silver leaf touch pads the whole way through. Somebody asked me earlier, she was actually taking delivery of a beautiful custom ordered London Aire that's leaving for Los Angeles today, if she had slides for all of her lights, and I figure I should have shown that you can actually adjust the amount of light that you have coming out. So they are all on a slide feature, which is a really nice thing. I'm going to duck under, and I want to show off. Look at all of this shelving space. So we have bath salts in here, which I thought was kind of funny because there's no bathtub. So I just put them in the cabinet. Sorry, Kim, I didn't get that, but that's okay. Look at all this adjustable shelving space, lots of room for tall things, short things, big things, small things. And why is this angled so oddly? Well, you'll find out in just a moment. Let me show you this mid-bath first. So I love this, this potty here, right in the middle. And of course another fan, so you've got your fantastic fan, you've got your outside air, you've got your own silver leaf system so you can turn your water pump on and off. More storage, you're going to have kind of the motherboard with all of your fuses and breaker panel here. And then this is where your emergency exit is. And so once again, we have an exit in the bedroom, but in traditional Newmar style. You can very easily just pull the handle, release the magnetic cover. You've got an exit if you need to break out and get away from things, like if something's wrong on the inside, but you also have a great place to load up linens and bring anything in that you might need for a longer road trip. So really, really handy there. But back to that odd shaped wall. Well, come on around, Jody. Let me show you this. This is something everyone's been asking for. We have a desk, like a real bona fide, put your laptop out here. You have a place for a keyboard holder right underneath here. You've got a place for pens and pencils. You've got tons of storage for files, if anything that you might need while you're on the road. But yeah, we have a bona fide desk in this unit, so someone can use this while on the road to work from this unit. And I guess that would make it like officially it's a business write-off, right? Because this is a mobile office. A little extra storage up here. But no, I'm just so thrilled to be able to offer you something that has a desk, a purposeful desk set up, as opposed to using your dining room table or trying to figure out how to finagle something. This is really a workstation, great place to write letters, send postcards, and then of course another spectacular pantry with really large drawers. You've got a lot of them. They are all adjustable. They pop in and out. So after 2021, we stopped doing the little push button on top. We started doing this Rev-A-Shelf push insert and exert so they stay locked in place. And then there's just a magnetic close here. Below that, of course, you have your central vac, which is really nice, right here in the middle of your coach. And then, of course, there are plugins that will go here as well. Really, if you've got a broom, though, like I mentioned earlier, the hydraulic slide on this unit has allowed us to do away with carpet completely in this unit. So with that being said, you really don't need to have any kind of vacuum hose out because you can just sweep everything into that little container and it all goes underneath. There is an outside port where you can use a vacuum, and I think the hoses are actually more useful out there where you might be, vacuuming off things before you, roll them up to store them underneath, or maybe your paddle boards, you don't want to have gravel on them when you roll them up. So anyway, so great placement here. Of course, another great storage space. Everything is, of course, dovetailed, soft closed. Really, really, really nice amount of storage in your kitchen. And this is a really big kitchen. Oh, look at my lip glosses out there. Goodness. Well, that's important stuff, right? Okay, so this dual basin sink is magnificent. So of course this is a dual basin stainless steel undermount sink with a residential faucet head. And I'm going to see if I can be graceful and put these back appropriately. One-handed, look at that. Oh man, seasoned veteran right here. All right. And show you, of course, one of my favorite features, as I mentioned, every time I love a place to keep your sponges and your dish brushes. I mean, you could have a lot of sponges in this one. This is a lot of sponge space. And then, of course, once again, that Rev-A-Shelf feature. And then here, your trash can. And then back here, Jody, I don't know if you can show, but that's a place to store your covers for your sink. And you probably wouldn't store the covers for your induction cooktop because your induction cooktop has, in traditional Newmar fashion, these beautiful cutting boards on top of each of the covers. And then it is important to note that you can lift out this induction cooktop and take it outside and plug it in and use it outdoors if you'd like to. So if you're making bacon or maybe you've caught some trout, whatever it might be. You will note that this window looks like it might be a little bit bigger. It's true, it's a little bit bigger. We did raise the ceiling height to 18.5 inches this year. It's another 22 feature, and I wanted to go ahead and put these up because I think the amount of light in this RV is absolutely stunning. So a little more storage here, Jody. I'm gonna open these and I'll get out of your way. And they did do a new and improved wider cabinet or push shelf here. So your slide out's just a little bit bigger. Of course, we have our books. We have our microwave oven stuff. We have our Sirocco paint codes here. We also have extra paint. The VIN number is right here. And of course, this RV would be really well received at the Newmar Country Club, or sorry, the Motor Coach Country Club, because no one's ever seen one before. And just so you know, we have a lot of 2022s on order. Quarter one's already, launched and ready to go. We finished those orders at the dealer meeting. Quarter two, we've already turned in, but we still have customizable units. So if you see something in this and go, gosh, I just changed one or two things, I just delivered 2 custom ordered coaches last week. I delivered a King Air and a London Air. One client was here in Colorado, the other one was from California. Both had completely custom interiors, completely custom paint jobs. I'd love to do that for you. I think it's really important to understand that when you're spending this much money, you can get exactly what you want from Newmar. These coaches are not bundled and all produced at once. They are hand assembled in the order that they're received by production slot, and you can get your RV made the way you like it so that you can have your dream coach. This is we call this the remote drawer. Of course, these are the little legs for your chair. We don't have them on, which I think is probably a good move. These are all the instructions on how to decorate the coach, which I did follow for the record. Oh, and you know what? I turned the generator off. So I opened this earlier, but you know, you get a nice washer or dishwasher underneath, a Fisher Paykel, of course. Great place to keep silverware and the like. Oh, and then right above our microwave and convection oven, I love this little spice area. How cute is that? I can just see myself going to the container store and getting a whole litany of little containers and labeling all my garlic spice and, you know, all the stuff that we use from when we're barbecuing, salt, pepper, oregano, whatever it might be. Like, I just think that that's so cool. And then here's another really nice, once again, high finish carpet lined storage. And I'll leave this out while I show you these drawers because they're really long. And then I'll close all of them. And again, they are all soft closed. And then, oh, watch this. Let's put this up on the buffet. Look at all this room. I love the buffet desk. This is so nice. So not only do you have all this additional storage underneath, but you have this great buffet. So if you're entertaining, you could put chips and salsa up there, guacamole. Whoop, sorry, a little bit loud there. Jody, I'm gonna move these chairs aside so we can kind of take a look. When I say extra storage, it's important to validate that there's also another second workstation here. This is a very popular unit, but we have a lot of people that have couples where they're both working. They both need a place to be able to spread out their stuff. There is a great counter here, of course, to put a huge monitor. There's a 110 outlet on the right-hand side of this window, so you could plug everything in. You've got your computer keyboard. You can keep your printer down here. Of course, most printers are wireless, so both people could share that. But there's just a ton of additional storage underneath here. And Jody, I don't know if you can catch how deep that is, but that's a lot of extra storage. And then I'm going to come around and show you this other side because it's really magnificent. And while I'm doing that, Jody, you're welcome. Zero in on this. Look at this velvet. Whew, this is so absolutely the handle of this, the feeling of this is so opulent. It's such a beautiful fabric that they've used. And I love that they have the Villa leather on the seat, which of course is synthetic and easy to clean. But as you can tell, like if you drop something while you're eating on your seat, just wipe it down instead of having it ruin your fabric. But here is a file cabinet. And then more amazing drawer storage. So like I said, this is by far one of the most exciting things I've been able to present to anybody in a long time. Not because we don't have exciting things all the time, but it's just really cool to have such a functional RV. And I'm going to push this in. Of course, I'm kind of getting ready for when we put the slides in to show you how amazing the room in that bathroom is. But Jody's going to kind of pan through and show you all of this storage space. And then I'm going to come back by like a little pixie and I'm going to close all of them. And you'll never notice that it happened. By the way, if you have board games in your family, there is enough room to put a lot of board games in here. Really, really comfortable traveling space. And what's nice about this London Aire is is actually outfitted with a standard 84-inch wide bed. And this is a new feature for 2021. So we brought back the ottomans with the storage inside of them. They also have the flat top, so if you wanted to use it to eat, you could do that as well. But what we've done this year, which is different and new, so somebody made a comment that I was out of breath in one of my videos. Just so you know, there's so much that goes into getting these set up before these videos, and these are all streamed live. And we actually had to move this one because, there's Wi-Fi stuff, you know, to do your filming right before we got done. But thankfully, most everything didn't fall over. So this is very decorated today. So these are removable, so they just pop off. But this RV is actually set up where you could really have a jackknife bed here for the kids. You could have mom and dad sleeping over here. This is a huge additional bed. There it is. So look at the size of this. Like super impressive. So I just love. Uh-oh. Oh, maybe I got a lucky quarter. That's awesome. That's always good luck, right? I guess maybe someone's calling in right now to buy this from me. But yeah, look at, I mean, this is so big. This is a really, really big bed. So I love this. This, of course, is the memory foam. Newmar does not cut any corners, you know, from cabinetry to furniture. Of course, this is all Villa. So this is very nice. Great handle, once again, soft to the touch. Synthetic, so it's easy to keep clean. But I love that the Sirocco goes dark. Like, so many times we have units that have really light furniture, but if you've got a whole family that's coming and going in and out of your coach, this is just a really decadent and classy way to go with a dark furniture where you still have a very light and warm and inviting interior. So let's do shades again. So I'm going to put down the televator. So TV lift down. I'm going to go to our shades. I'm going to do there we go. Now this RV, you know, I get a lot of questions about solar. This RV has either an optional 100 watt panel that comes from Newmar, or we can do solar prep. If we do solar prep, we do 175 watt panels. So we could actually get up to 75 or 700 watts on top of this unit pretty easily. Look at all these pillows. We must be home, because everyone knows every house has way too many throw pillows. So we'll keep in true fashion. Just want to show you this little jackknife, because everyone wonders what it looks like. So first of all, the release is here underneath. That's for your drawer. So lots of storage, great place to keep extra bedding. And then here we have our additional bed. And you'll see that there are little holes here, and these are to put the seat belts through. So you've got seat belts on both sides. Should I have laid on that, Jody? Here, let me go back. Probably should have showed people. So I think an adult diagonal or two kids side by side. But like definitely an adult diagonal, that would definitely work. So that's my opinion. Come and try it out yourself. Just so you know, we have not only like a first class presentation where we have Gary Movellin, who's made quite the name for himself. He's really well known for doing the best deliveries in the industry, but Bill Habercorn. But more importantly, we have a frontage road test drive where you get to get on the road, drive it a few miles, no cross traffic, kind of get used to everything instead of feeling like a duck out of water where you aren't familiar with the area. So kind of let you get used to things. If you like it at that point, you can go back on the freeway or you can go back on a frontage road. So that's kind of a nice feature. I'm going to come up here. We're going to go over some controls. And one thing I want to do is here we go. Here we go. So we're going to do the awning cover. So Jody, if you just want to pan out. I've got this awning cover coming out. And so this has got the Carefree awning packages standard. Really, really nice. And we have some pictures without all the awnings out from earlier, so I wanted to get these out for you today. It's the most glorious day we've had in a really long time. But I love this because if you've got a high wind day like we do sometimes here in Colorado, I can keep these out and keep the sun out as well. But I just think it's so nice to be able to see how much light you have in this RV. And then I'm going to open up our awning package as well. So we'll get those out for you. So another silver leaf panel up here, once again operational now by your phone. You've got, of course, you can tell you've got your panels up here, your solar panels. A little more storage here, and then Someone said, why do they make the doors so big? It's false advertising. And I was like, well, your roller panel for your MCD shades is underneath here, but you don't want it to look funky. So you just kind of keep with this uniform look. And really, it's pretty nice to have all this extra storage. Plenty of room for water bottles in this one. But yeah, so I don't know. I think that that's why they do it. So another nice feature of this RV, of course, is going to be that we have the, oh shit, we lost the Jeep camera. No, just kidding. You didn't lose the Jeep, but it's really nice to be able to look down there and know that it's still there. And then, of course, this will also give you navigation, all your camera controls. So everything is here on this, you know, on this little panel here. And then just in case we didn't have enough work on this trip yet, we have another desk in front of the Queen's seat, which we love. And that just folds up and goes out of the way. And then right past that, you'll notice that we have a lot of our controls here, but also a wireless charging dock here. And then on the other side, the wireless charging dock is up here. I am going to turn this on just for a brief moment. I'm going to show you some of our steering wheel controls. Oh, I just turned it on and off. Let's do that again. Here we go. She's coming. So not a standard feature in all Newmars, but when you do get into the London Aire, you know, not only are you getting that 605 horsepower engine, the 1,950 foot-pounds of torque, the 20,000 pound towing capacity, the 150 gallon, you know, fuel tank, the 15 gallon DEF tank, all those other great features. But on top of it, you're also getting power entry and power locks, as well as the keypad out front. So sometimes I run into this. Let me see if I do this right. There we go. So just to get her started up. So a lot to cover with this system. I don't know if you saw On Guard pop up there, but there's your On Guard system. Of course, we're not going fast enough for it to be activated. But the collision mitigation system that they have now with the lane tracking package is all really, you know, amazing. The other thing that's nice about this is that you can go through and you can control your dash with this nice, you know, digital display. You always have your speed displayed here, which is really handy. Brightness control. You've got any messages if you have any warnings that come up. This is where you would set all of your computer systems up to your preferences, trip computers, any information, your TPMS, of course, your you know, tire pressure monitoring system makes it really handy. This, of course, is a 45-foot long tag axle on this RV, so knowing kind of where you are with all of your tires. And one thing I want to note about this is you'll see that these tire pressures are high, and that is actually what you'll read on the owner's manual when a coach comes in empty, no water on board, no air on board. You should be in that 120 range. But what you want to do as a consumer to really have the best ride quality, it's really important to understand that there's a very, very simple way to get the best ride quality out of your RV. If your tires are over full, they look like this. If they're underinflated, they look like this. And when they're right, they're flat. The way to achieve that flat positioning and that better ride quality where you've got enough give to be comfortable, you're not so tight that you're hard, you're not so soft that you're wearing your tires, you know, early and unnecessarily getting them too hot because there's too much flex. Load up, put all your water on board, load your gear on board, get your fuel tanks filled, just get everything ready to rock and roll, get all the chairs in there, the barbecues, the food, you know, everything that you're going to want to have for your trip. Stock up your refrigerator, bring your grandkids, bring your husband, and go down to the weigh station and weigh your coach. And then you take the heaviest weight of each, the front and rear corners. So whichever in the front is the heaviest and whichever in the rear is the heaviest. And you go down to the tire manufacturer and you look at that weight rating and round up. And it will tell you if you need to be at 90 PSI, 95 PSI, 100 PSI. And then fill your tires appropriately. If you do this, you will be a very, very happy camper. And we love happy campers here at Transwest in Frederick. The other thing to note about this is that you have so many systems that are really working for you, but the major differentiating feature of this coach that no one will ever be able to take away from Newmar is comfort drive. This steering wheel wants to always be straight. It will always come back to straight. So instead of you fighting the road and holding your line when the wind is coming and there's gale force winds, you will simply rely on your RV to keep you tagging down that road in a straight line. You're comfortable, you know you've got all of these safety mitigation features working for you, but most importantly, you're not becoming fatigued or overtired because you've got a really comfortable drive provided to you by Comfort Steer. So if you haven't tried this yet, try it. When you try it, you will know the difference between Newmar and other manufacturers. It's a really, really big feature. So I'm going to turn her off right now. I could spend all days, you know, talking about like the power window and the Allison transmission and, you know, how to turn on your, you know, engine brake, which has 3 settings instead of 2, which are high, medium, and low. But really, if you want that information, come see me. Let's go test drive, because that's really where you get it. All of these videos are very handy. I hope that they help you to discover whether or not a floor plan would work for you, but really the best way for you to understand what's being offered to you is to come in and see us. We are in the middle of Colorado. We're easy to get to. I've had dozens of clients fly in, test drive, order. We can ship to you. So I've got an RV that's going to Los Angeles this morning. We picked up the trade-in. We shipped the RV back after they took delivery of it. They didn't have to drive it back and forth. But if you do pick up here, we're right outside of the Rocky Mountains. I mean, we're near Estes Park. We're near Glacier. We have all these amazing amenities. And if you want to go east, you've got, you know, you're halfway there. If you want to go west, you're halfway there. So please keep in mind, this is a mobile home. You don't have to buy one where you live. You can buy one anywhere you like. So I know I mentioned earlier that we're going to do this little demonstration where we show this really wonderful roomy bathroom. I'm going to go ahead and put these rear slides in right now. And this is just so nice because if you think about it, a lot of times when you get to where you're going camping, you may be going out to dinner when you land. So you can come in here and get ready to go on the road, and then when it's time to actually depart, you know, so your husband's been driving, you've been driving, but the other person can be taking a shower, getting ready. Super nice because you have all of this extra room in this mid-bath because of this traditional quad slide now offered by Newmar in this brand new floor plan. So I absolutely love this. Because this is, I don't know, I've got a lot of people who are like, I don't know if I can get in that potty. Well, heck, you can get in that potty because this is as tight as it's going to get. Now, Jody, I know we mentioned earlier we're going to trade places. Please note that one of the reasons we did not put wheels on this is because this chair can stay in place when all the slides come in. So I'm going to show that to you right now before we go outside. So I know we talked about this a few times, but it's important to mention this hydraulic slide has really revolutionized the RV industry. It's changed everything for Newmar and allowed us to get out of the carpet business. But man, if you like to go to the beach, if you like Baja, if you like Florida, heck, if you like Indio, any of those places, we all know how hard it is to get sand out of carpet. If you want your quad slide and you are afraid to let it go because you love it so much, I have a new solution for you. I have, once again, the most amazing new floor plan offered by Newmar. This is the 4589. It's the only new floor plan for 2022 in the London Aire lineup. We do have 2 new color palettes for the interior and exterior, and then we've got a few holdovers as well. And of course our classic 4551 and 4553 are still around, so don't fret. But look at all this room. This is like so amazing. Like, this is honestly, so I call this is like a New York apartment all day long, even closed up. But once again, this is the most important thing. Really easy access to the bathroom. Really, really nice amount of space in this RV. Tons of storage. Beautiful execution. Well done, everybody. Now let's go outside and take a look at the stuff that, well, I usually fast forward past. So I know, guys, I already talked about the horsepower, the torque, the towing capacity. I did not talk about these actuating stairs, though. I love these things. Come on down, Jody. Everyone say hi to James. There's our JSM. Hi, James. right, so some things to mention, of course, the articulating stairs. There's a sensor in the front and on the bottom, so if for some reason you have maybe a little like sidewalk or something that you're bumping into, they'll articulate down as far as they can and they'll stop for you, which is really nice. Also, I know we made mention of it, but this keyless entry pad is super handy. And you also have a doorbell. It doesn't look like I got the slide all the way in there. Sorry about that. Here's our dual filling station. Again, 150 gallons of fuel on board and a 15-gallon DEF tank. Super, super handy. And new for the 2022 model year, we did add an additional shelf above your Dometic freezer. And of course, this is on a very handy pull-out slide. But plenty of room if you want to keep, hamburgers and chicken and all that stuff that you want to take. Tater tots, yes, because you do have a convection oven. Oh, how about frozen Toll House cookie dough? That's a really good idea. And then here is that hose system I mentioned earlier for the vacuum system inside as well as outside, like that. And again, an additional shelf above this year, which is just giving you to extra separation of space and better storage capacity. And of course, these are power, they go out both ways. And then I didn't mention inside, but so we've got that overhead television in the front, we've got the pop-up on the televator. You have the Bose sound system. It's not the Bose 5 anymore, they changed the name of it, they discontinued that model, but we still have a Bose sound bar, both inside and then also again outside. So you can see over here on the left-hand side, there's your Bose audio control, and then a really big television once again. And all of these are smart TVs now. And I won't put this out the whole way, but we did put an additional shelf above this tray as well. And again, they do go both directions. But we did not put one in the next bay. That way you could have taller items. Like if you had paddle boards or if you had like a barbecue that might be a little bit higher, you've got room there. We do have standard under slide LED lighting, and I'm sure you saw that through at the back. But again, just another really big tray. These are all 1,000 pound weight rated, and this is a manual. And honestly, I think that's actually kind of nice because it goes in really quick and fast. And then they're really lightweight. And then here you'll see our central vac system as well. And you can just tell by the fit and finish of this RV, everything is really tidy. There's lots of outlets throughout everything. There's LED lighting in all the cabs. And then next here you have your garage. Now, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't that like just call top shelf out all day long? Like, those really big bottles of Grey Goose, don't they just fit right there? I'm just saying, like, do you really need to have like tire cleaner and motorhome washer on the outside of your RV? I think you'd be so much better with like margarita mix and your blender. I mean, just a personal opinion, but you can use this for whatever you want. The pegboard's handy. Please note too, here's that exterior emergency door that we saw from the inside, and then part of your 360 camera system. Of course, you've got cameras the whole way around, but here's another one right up here. And then the wheel cut on this RV really makes this a little bit easier to park than some of the other RVs that are much smaller than it. So Newmar has done a great job in partnering with Spartan to get really maximum wheel cut available to you so that you can really get into those tighter spots and pivot. Of course, this only happens under 20 miles an hour, and it's a kind of a cool mechanical system. If you haven't seen it, we do have a Dutch Star and Ventana video where we actually go underneath and show you a lot of how that system works. It's a Freightliner chassis, but it's a very similar operation, and it's really cool. If you haven't seen how wheel cut works and why these RVs are so much more nimble, that's a great video. You should tune into Transwest's YouTube channel, and that would be under Transwest Truck Trailer RV as well. Here's one side of your DEF fueling station. As mentioned earlier, this is a 15-gallon tank. Here we go to our chassis batteries back here. What's really nice about all of these systems is that they're very easily accessed. So if you want to do your own wrenching, you're welcome to. I don't recommend that. I recommend you come in and see our trained professionals. We do a really amazing job. I wanted to show off these awnings. I didn't put this other bedroom awning out, but you can see the one that's out in front of the televator or the dining area up front. And then look at how lovely, you've got so much coverage back here. And again, this is that new Sirocco. This is just a beautiful, beautiful paint scheme. I love what they've done here. And again, everything is pre-wired for a stacker trailer. You got your air connection for your trailer. You got your pin connector. You got your camera connector. And again, this is a 20,000 pound rated hitch. So 20,000 pounds, your traditional Newmar mud flap, London Aire, just what an amazing beast. The K3 Spartan chassis, 605 horsepower. Man, if people see you coming, it's a stunning, breathtaking machine, and it gets even better when you open the door, which is so fun. Here's the other DEF fueling station as well. And then this is for hose storage. So nice place to store your hoses. And then you'll notice, so we do have a macerator here, so you don't necessarily need to have your hose storage. So you do have the Sanacon system, but you also have traditional gravity if you'd like to use a gravity hose. Here's your whole house water filter. Of course, again, in that residential refrigerator inside, we do have a water filter there as well, so you would have double filtration out of that door. And then, of course, a place to keep your paper towels. Again, we talked about that digital display. And then we have an additional gray tank rinse available this year in this RV, which was not part of the 2021 model. So that gray tank rinse is nice. Your exterior shower has hot and cold water. A lot of our competition doesn't. And if you're trying to clean up after, a nice trip to the beach, the kids don't necessarily want to take a cold shower outside. So it's nice to have the warm water, get them rinsed off before you go on with your barbecuing. Also, washing puppies. Puppies don't like to have cold water. They like warm water, Dad. All right, so of course 50 amp power hose reel right here. I don't have it plugged in today. I would really encourage you, if you are buying an RV, make sure you get solar. We boondock a lot, and we can literally live off of our solar almost all day. We turn our generator on for about 2 hours before we go to bed. And then the next morning it starts charging before it's out of juice, which is super handy. This does have a 12.5 kilowatt Onan quiet diesel generator. It's in the front. And then here is that Oasis dual loop Chinook system. So this hydronic heating system is not only providing you with instantaneous hot water, but also better zone control for your heat. It's a really amazing system, tried and true. If you mentioned to me that I offered to give you extra Oasis juice after you buy your RV from me, because you buy your RV off of a YouTube video, just tell me when you're here and I'll hand it over, because I'm a really strong believer that you want to have that extra fluid when you're on the road. And it's hard to get mailed to you. If you're going from Amazon, they might not deliver to the middle of the forest. So we're so spoiled these days. Again, we talked about how these come out on both sides. So even when you're camping, if you're loading up early in the morning, you can get these out far enough where even though you've got this, huge wall slide here in the front of the coach, you have plenty of room to get everything locked and loaded and ready to go before you head on your road trip. And because it goes out more than halfway, you can load all the way to that midpoint before you slide it back in. And it's just super nice. And of course, that's going to be in both of these power slide compartments. These are all optional features. And I would be happy to send you the build sheet. We have quite a few units on order. So if you're interested in anything, I have all the build sheets available. I'd be happy to show you what we have coming in. And in some cases, we're still early enough to make some changes. So if would you like to modify one to your liking, we can do that for you. Of course, here's your 8 house batteries here on a slide. Once again, that's removable. We all know that if you want to go in there and replace those on your own, they're pretty easy. Also would give you easier jump access, but on a movable tray. And then this is the other half of our fueling station. So you do have, again, a 150-gallon diesel tank. And then once again, when you go to the Michelin website and you put in the weight of your corners, that's where you'll find that graph that will tell you that this 22.5 width tire has a rating that would require X amount of pounds to inflate. And when you do that, you're going to have a much better drive. So I really encourage people to think about taking the extra time, go to a weigh station. We have one right at the street. So if you want help, come here, buy your RV from us. We'll get it all loaded up. We'll take it over there for you. It's a really, really important thing to get your tire pressures correct. Of course, this is just kind of the brains again, the mechanics access bay. We have some extra fuses here, but super simple, super easy, very clean, organized cabinet. Things to mention that kind of differentiate this unit from the rest. Of course, here's the integrated camera into your mirror, but I love the turn signal so people know that you're moving over. You'll notice that you don't see your windshield wipers. They're underneath here, so they're gonna stay clean in bad weather. But look at how spectacular this windshield is. What an amazing presentation. Of course, we talked a little bit about comfort drive and the ultimate driving experience, but really if you'd like to have that experience for yourself, please come out and visit. Test drives are free. If you don't like the presentation or the service you receive, you don't have to buy an RV from us. But I'll bet you that will do really well for you, that will have really good odds. We'd love to have you. We love to get people on the road. This is an amazing family that provides first-class customer service. And of course, I love working for Transwest Truck, Trailer, and RV here in Frederick, Colorado. Again, my name is Katie O'Neill. My number is 303-562-8659. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Thank you for watching a video about a phenomenal new floor plan from Newmar, and please come on in, see it for yourself. Talk to you guys soon.